How are you?
I'm good. I'm Julia, and we are so excited to be doing an Audacy check-in with Adele. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy that the album's out.
Yeah, I mean,
Really, yeah.
is there a lot of anticipation to this moment? What does this week actually feel like to you?
To be honest with you, I've just, I was really hoping the album would come out last year. Obviously, everyone's plans got halted last year, so I've been sitting on it for what feels to me like an eternity. So I'm just bloody glad it's out.
That had to be hard. When you're sitting on an album like that, does it like challenge you not to go back and want to fix certain things, or are you totally good with what it is?
There were definitely, there were some things I couldn't get finalized because of the pandemic, like, the strings and the orchestras and stuff like that. So it definitely wouldn't have been the album I'm putting out now because of that. And I'm glad I got to do that. But it was nice to really know or get to know my album inside out, because normally, like with the other three albums, it's like when it's done and it's mixed, it's then kind of the build up to it coming out straight away. So it was definitely actually in the end quite a nice thing. But maybe I would have written some more songs, I don't know, but they certainly wouldn't have been in the sort of same bubble of what, all the songs on 30. They would have been about things that weren't quite in line with that, and maybe they wouldn't have worked anyway. So everything happens for a reason.
I feel you. Well, your TV special was just incredible. How was it on your end?
It was so overwhelming. I was saying to my friends the other day, like when I was going up for my sound check, from my house up to there, because it's like far away, but also really bloody high up. There was lots of security and park personnel everywhere. And I remember saying to my driver, well, what's all of this? I said, this is going to get in the way of people coming to the show and stuff. And he was like, this is all closed off for you. What are you talking about? So, definitely felt like it was such a big bloody production. I mean, it looked beautiful. It was wild. It was definitely very overwhelming. My first thing, the first thing performing live on a new record is always absolutely terrifying for me. My son was there, which literally made me a nervous wreck. I was terrified about having him there, but also so happy about it. But it was definitely the intimacy of it and stuff like that. That felt really good. I think I would have probably thrown up had it been like thousands of people or anything like that for my first thing back. But it was definitely a out of this world setting, that's for sure. Like a bloody movie star up there. I couldn't believe it.
Well, how did your son react to it? Him being his first time seeing you perform live?
He was definitely excited about the whole thing, but I still don't think he knew that obviously it was my show once I was up there, but I still think he thought someone else was maybe doing something. He was very cute afterwards. He came and said, well done, and gave me a cuddle and a kiss and stuff like that. But, I don't think he was blown away or anything by it. I'm just his mum, so he's so chill, my kid. It's wild because I'm not. But he was definitely really happy to been there and stuff like that, and see so many people, like our friends and stuff like that. Because he brought two of his little best friends, and it was nice for him to experience it with them. They've seen me live before because they just have, but they're a little bit older than him. But it was very sweet. It was a nicer moment for me, I think, than it was for him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, when you first released the track list for 30, I know everybody was buzzing about I Drink Wine, which we'll get to in a second, but the title, Oh My God, stuck out to me. Can you tell me about that song and its place on 30?
Yeah, for sure. It's the Oh My God is like, I say that a lot, like, oh my God, that's what the song's called. It's not like, oh my God, it's like, oh my God. It was about, the first time that I came out of, basically the first time I left my house after my anxiety and stuff like that started to sort of subside. And I went out with some girlfriends, and my girlfriend's like, you're single, 30 and ready to mingle. And I was like, I ain't ready to mingle at all. What the hell are you talking about? And it was just about the prospect of sort of dating and stuff like that in bloody LA, which is not the vibe. It was just sort of, I was terrified of, I wasn't ready to start dating anyway, but I was scared that if I did, that I'd probably make some really bad decisions because I wasn't ready and stuff like that. So it's just sort of a song about that, really. And experiencing, someone flirting with you and stuff like that. And I remember the first time that happened, I was like, do you mind? I'm married. And my friends were like, but you're not. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Oh, my God. So that's kind of it. It's fun, but it's also got some, some dark lyrics in it and stuff like that of just being scared, really, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Well, your song "I Drink Wine" is stunning. Like, it's clever, it's attention grabbing. How does it feel to you, and why did this feel like a necessary piece to?
The reason that I felt like it's, well, I still do, I feel like it's an integral part of the record, is it's because it's the beginning of me starting to really dig deep on myself and ask myself some real questions, like, you know, and be able to sort of focus my energy a little bit more, rather than just like I said a minute ago, like all my anxiety and all my panic and stuff like that. It was making it hard for me to be like, okay, what's my goal for the end of this month? What do I want to work on? What do I want to realize and stuff like that? And that song, you know, it's basically like 50 questions that I'm asking myself in that song. So it felt like it was the beginning of me coming out, you know, of what I was going through and stuff like that. And again, it's like slap bang in the middle of the album, which I think it, you know, it really works there, and it's also the correct timeline of events and stuff like that. But I think the lyrics, yeah, I love the lyrics in it. I'm very proud of them. I love the production. You know, it's 70s. It's like raw. It's live. Like, but I do love it. Yeah.
What was the hardest song to create on the album?
Probably "To Be Loved." Which is I'd say it's the hardest because it's just the rawest, and I've only ever really sung it like 3 times, and it's hard for me to get through it. Just yesterday I had a listening party actually, and it was normally I leave the room when that song is being heard by anyone, and I had to like, it was a surprise listening. Well, it was a listening party that I turned up to as a surprise, and so I was basically forced to sit through it, but I can't really get through it without crying. And it's a song that when I was writing it and doing my vocal for it, I imagined my son being like 30 or something, and being in the crowd and hearing my story in a different way, like than he does at this age. And it turns me into a bloody wreck.
Yeah. Well, the song "Hold On" took my breath away in that way, because it really feels like the process of grief.
Yeah, it was definitely, I'd learned a lot and I hadn't realized it, and it came out on that song. But it was, I feel like most of the time it sounds like someone's moaning when they're talking about, you know, how sad one can be and stuff like that, but whatever, fuck them. Because it's hard. It was a really, really hard couple of years, and I wanted, my friends just kept saying, hold on to me. So I wanted to write a song for people that might be feeling anything similar to how I was feeling, and as a gentle reminder to like, just keep going, just keep swimming. You know, we're always okay in the end, and it's just really hard to acknowledge that when you're in the thick of it, you know?
Yeah, so, definitely.
I definitely get really emotional when I'm singing that one. You know, and I obviously haven't done all of my new songs live yet, but it'll be interesting to see if I sort of have to like switch off for some of them to make sure that I don't just like burst into tears or get triggered by anything. But hold on, I don't think I'll ever, you know, sort of disassociate myself from it at all. It's a real, it's a keeper, that one. I do like it.
Well, word on the street is you are a big fan of one of our stations, The Wave in LA.
Oh my gosh. Biggest fan. The biggest fan. I want to do a radio. I would like, after this album, I might just be like, can I do a weekly radio show, please, guys? I love it so much. It's just got so much good music. Like every morning without fail, I listen to it on the school drop off. I just love it. Sing the art out.
Well, they love you too. And right now they have this campaign called Soul Is. Could you speak on what soul means to you?
Soul music, or it's just soul in general?
Whatever that kind of captivated you with that. So I guess soul in general.
I think soul is speaking your truth and living your life for how you want it to be, not how anyone else wants it to be. There's definitely bad patterns that I fell into. And I think soul is peace of mind, which is the only bloody thing I'm after. You know, that would be my interpretation of soul on this very moment right now.
Definitely. So our company's #1 initiative is I'm Listening, which aims to minimize the stigma of talking about mental health. So what are some important things you do to keep your mental health in check and balancing stress?
Well, I work out. That's definitely changed my life because stress used to rule my life. I work out to really hone all my energy into that, to make sure that it's not coming out sideways in any way. And if I'm ever in a situation where I don't want to do something, then I just won't do it anymore, because the repercussions of that will be my anxiety, a panic attack or something like that. And to, the minute something comes up that makes you feel, uncomfortable, you have to nip it in the bud and talk about it there and then. Otherwise it just builds up and builds up.
Yeah, definitely. So we have the holidays coming up. Do you have a favorite memory of the holidays growing up at all?
Well, Christmas I do, because Thanksgiving, we don't have Thanksgiving in England. It's not a thing there. So, but it's cute. It's nice for my son and stuff. Just things that you're thankful for and stuff like that. But Christmas, I love Christmas TV. I love all the stuff that's on broadcast television, on what you guys call it cable. We call it like satellite and Sky in England. But it's like the best lineup of TV over Christmas. I just love it. It's so nostalgic. I always get so excited that just, to watch TV, really.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much, Adele. Good luck with everything. I really mean it. I've just been loving everything I've been hearing so far. Congrats.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Happy holidays.
You as well.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.